Hi, Dasha here, kinesiologist with Symmetrics Exercise and Rehab, and today I'm going to be showing you the advanced level of a neck strengthening exercise series. You will need a mat, yourself, and some weights. So depending on how strong you are and the types of movements we might be doing, sometimes body weight might be okay, but sometimes you might need up to 15 or even 20 pounds. So doing these at the gym is great. You can also substitute the weights with bands, and I can kind of talk you through a few of these things, but it is easier to do some of these with weights. Just a quick note before we get started, if your neck pain is new and you haven't talked to a medical professional about it yet, I would highly encourage you to do so and find out if exercise is the right way for you to move forward with your rehab journey. Okay, let's get started. So first we're going to come down on our back. I'm going to get you to tuck in your chin and just hover your head off the mat slightly. And you're going to look to the left. And then if you can, keep going. Look to the right. Come back to center and let it go. So what I don't want to see is this, meaning the chin is really poking out, because that means you're only using your sternocleidomastoid and not the neck stabilizers, the deep neck flexors on the inside. So keeping that chin close to the sternum, rotating to the side and to the other side. So this might be really intense when you first start doing it, so maybe doing 1 to 2 reps is okay. Taking a break in the middle is totally fine. But if you're getting stronger and you're like, this is feeling pretty good, you can keep going continuously. And it might be doing, I don't know, 5 to 10 repetitions. Making sure your core is on a little bit and your breathing is really nice. Whew, okay, I feel that quite a bit, so I'm gonna stop. So next, we're gonna just come on to, I call this a hip side plank. So you're on your hip and on your elbow. You want to make sure the body is in a nice straight line. And then we're gonna take the head and drop it off to the side and then lift it up. And same idea, so maybe doing 1 or 2 of these will feel good at the start, and that will be enough resistance. But if you're starting to feel stronger, then maybe 5 to 10 reps. I'm just gonna do 5. I'm really feeling my neck today, so 5 feels like a good number. And then back to center. So same idea, we're watching for that chin poking out, so keep the chin tucked in. And we're going to look down, so rotation to the shoulder, and then up to the ceiling. To the shoulder, up to the ceiling, still watching that the chin is not poking out a lot, and we're having a long neck here. And I'm also going to do 5 reps of these, but if you're feeling it, 1 to 2 is fine. And keep breathing here. Nice. And this is nice because that's also working your core a little bit, your oblique. So we're just going to flip it over to the other side. Same thing, so elbow under shoulder and on your hip. Let's go with the side flexion first. So we're going to bring the head down and then to this shoulder, trying to make sure that the chin stays in, so I'm not poking the chin out. And I'm also going to do 5 on this side. That's 4 and 5. So when we do exercise, it's really great if we're trying to make our body even. So we don't want to do 10 on one side and only 1 on the other. But sometimes we might have a bit of a muscle imbalance, so where it feels incredibly hard on one side and really easy on the other. So we really want to make sure that the weaker side is catching up to our stronger side, and that way our body is more in balance. So then let's do the rotation. So we're going to bring chin to shoulder, look up to the ceiling, Make sure to keep breathing here. Good, and one more. Keeping that chin tucked in, neck nice and long. That's great. Okay, so for the next one, you'll need weights. We're going to stay on the floor, and we're gonna do a chest press. So I'm just gonna grab, for me, the 10 pounds feels appropriate. But if this is your first time, less is more. It's always good to start with less weight and test out how something feels. And then if it feels light and easy, you can always add more weight later. It's better for injury prevention. We don't want to hurt ourselves. So this is called a floor press. I'm going to bring my hands over my shoulders. And as you breathe in, you're going to lower the weights down until your elbows touch the ground. And then bring them back up. Breathing out. Breathing in on the way down. Breathing out on the way up. The angle that my upper arm makes is about 45 degrees from my body. So my elbows are not right at my side, but they're also not way out here. And that 45 degrees allows my chest to work as well as my triceps. So we're kind of getting both muscles here, which is really nice. And let's do, so somewhere in the range of 5 to 15 of these. And if it's feeling good, you can keep going. Just remember to breathe. So we're working the chest muscles and the triceps. A common mistake here is folks will kind of shrug their shoulders a little bit and bring it into their neck. So we really don't want that. So if you're starting to feel it in your neck, try and kind of like squeeze your armpits in here to activate your lats. So you're kind of squeezing the armpit a little bit to get it out of your neck. And I'm just gonna do 2 more. Great, okay. So let's bring the weights down and we're gonna come up. And same thing here, depending on where you're at, 10 pounds might be a little bit too much, but I'm gonna do 10-pound shrugs next. So this feels like a good weight for me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to shrug the shoulders up to the ears and then slowly lower. And we want to breathe out and then breathe in on the way down. Making sure we do the full range of motion, but we're not losing our posture. So we're not scrunched forward like this, and we're also not poking our chest out like that. So the shoulders just moving up and down in that plane. And for the head, watch that the head doesn't poke out again. So we want to keep that nice tall head posture through the entire movement here. And same idea, somewhere between 5 to 15 reps, and I'm just going to do, let's do 3 more here. And if this weight feels like too much, you can always do less. So 5 pounds is great. And we're gonna grab a smaller weight for the next one, just to get the position right. So we're gonna start with 5s, just to get the position right, but this might quickly jump up to a higher weight. So we're going to push the hips back, and here we're gonna do a bent over row. So your goal is to squeeze the armpit, bring the arms up like that, so elbows to your waist, and then bring your arms back down. The common mistake is people will often shrug or they'll use their neck. So we really don't want to use our neck for this motion. We really want to feel it like right in here and maybe a little bit in the bicep. So let's do a few more, see if you feel it in the armpits and the bicep. Okay, and if you feel like you've got that position right and the lower back is okay, you can grab a bigger weight. So I'm just gonna go back to 10 and we'll just do 5 more here. See how it feels. So here we're breathing out as we lift the weight. Breathing in as the weight lowers. And one more. Okay, very nice. Bending like that can sometimes be hard on the lower back, so just watch that for yourself. We don't want to overdo anything and make something else worse. So always, like I say, less is more. So even if you could do 2 or 3 reps of that, that's okay. That's a good starting place, and then you can build it up from there. Okay, for the next one, let's start with no weights just to make it a little bit easier, and if we can add weight when we go. Zombie lifts. We're gonna bring the arms up here and then bring them back down. Okay, common mistakes. Shrugging, so we don't want to shrug. We're using our deltoids here, not the upper traps. So we've done the shrugging with the shrugs, so now we're just lifting the arms and trying to keep that nice long neck. Good, and let's just do 2 more. Okay, and if that's feeling good and you're like, that was easy, perfect. So then we can grab little weights. So maybe if you have soup cans or 2s or 3s are great. And we can just try a few more here. And I'm like, ooh, I'm feeling my shoulders. And the breathing here is out, in, and I think that was 5. So that's good. Put these weights away. And if you've got more energy and you're still with me, we're gonna do one last one. So it's called a farmer's carry. And for this one, if you have space, you can walk somewhere further, but I'm just gonna kind of walk in a little bit of a circle. I'm gonna hold 10 pounds again. And this is working on the ability of the shoulder and the neck to carry weight. And so we hold weight, I'm gonna go for a little walk. If that feels good, keep going. And over time, you can kind of test how far you can go, working on that ability to carry weight. And this is a really great one for functional movement, like carrying grocery bags or being able to carry different things is really nice just to be able to live. Okay, so we'll put these weights back. All right, great. Nice work. So next we want to do a little bit of a cool down or some stretching just to make sure that we're not leaving all our neck muscles and our shoulder muscles really stressed out and tired. So let's come down to the mat. I'm going to get you to do a little bit of a cat-cow. So we're going to round the back, breathe out, and then breathe in and arch the back. And here is really nice because you're moving the neck and the shoulder blades and the spine. Just doing a few of these. This should feel very relaxing, very nice for the neck and the shoulders and the spine. Finding a nice slow breath. Okay, great. So next we're gonna take thread the needle. So we're gonna take one hand, you're gonna feed it through, reach as far as it's comfortable, and reach it up overhead. If that's too much, you can always shorten the lever, put the hand on the head. But if it's feeling good, go as far as it's comfortable. And then we're gonna take that hand, reach it through, bend this elbow, bring the head down to the floor. And if that still feels good, you can reach this hand way overhead. And take a nice big breath out here. So this should be nice for the lat in here. Should be nice for the mid-back on this arm. I'm just gonna hang out and breathe.
Sometimes it feels nice to close the eyes. That helps the body relax more. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. So we're gonna bring the hand back to the head, push ourselves up. And then same thing on the other side. If it's felt good with the shorter lever or the longer lever, you do you. Maybe 2 or 3 of these moving, and then we're gonna feed the arm through. Bring the head to the ground and reach it way over. Big exhale. And one more big breath. Nice, and let's bring that hand back towards the head. Push yourself up. And the next one we'll do is a child's pose. So we're gonna sit our hips back onto the heels as far as they go. And then some options here. So you can either make a pile of arms or hands for your forehead. So you want the forehead to connect. This might feel like it's too high, so you might put the forehead on the mat. You can reach the arms in front to get more of a lat stretch, or you can bring the arms by your side. Really just test it out and figure out what works well for you. I really like the arms out in front like that. And then same idea, find a nice long exhale. And see if you can breathe into your back ribs here. Let's just do one more big breath. Okay, very nice work. So I'd recommend for you to do these exercises 1 or 2 times a day, so 1 or 2 sets. And I think alternating days is great, so you don't need to do them every day. And I'd encourage you to do these for 4 to 6 weeks, making them progressively harder and harder as you go. So either adding a few more reps or using bigger weights for the different movements. And of course, we want to stay pain-free. So if anything is hurting or if anything doesn't feel right, please reach out to someone like myself for just some extra help and tips and tricks and cues. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this advanced level neck strengthening series. Bye for now.